Today, I'm going to talk about arrogance. Uh, and, you know, um, I was just thinking, like with this, with Joe Biden, probably you've seen he went on a View the other day, and he was kind of looking pretty poorly. But I'm thinking to myself, the problem is that even though the person is not up for the job, they feel as though uh, somehow it's owed to them, or they have a right to it for whatever reason. Uh, and and the problem, a problem that I was seeing recently was with the whole Biden thing, was that the media was being controlled, and so um, uh, people are saying, "Well, who could have seen that Joe was in bad shape?" Well, I think it's pretty obvious, but that's really not the thing that concerned me. The thing that concerned me is basically that the media was basically doing what somebody was telling them to do. And I don't think that's a healthy thing in a free society, uh, because if you look at some of these totalitarian societies, usually the media is controlled by the government, which is the case in Russia. Uh, Pravda pretty much controls the media, and so the government will tell the media what to say or what not to say. And I think within the last couple of years, that's exactly what we've had. We've had the media that's been pretty much controlled. Uh, Meta being one of them, and they come out and they've indicated that basically they pretty much did what the administration told them to do. So that's a that's something that's I've been thinking about. But but getting back to the idea of arrogance, I'm thinking about this recent thing that just came up about Comey. You remember Comey? Comey used to be the head of the FBI, and Trump, for whatever reason, got rid of him. And it's recently he came up with something um, on, I think it was on his podcast, which basically was he thought it was funny, but it it was a suggestion that maybe it'd be a good idea to off Trump, which he thought was funny. I don't think it was very funny, and I think it was very dangerous that a guy like that is able to say something that, regardless of what you think about Trump. I mean, if you don't like the guy, uh, that's that's fine. But and then getting back to Biden. One of the things that you remember, his son was working for a place called Burisma, and he's getting paid millions of dollars over a period of 10 years until Joe was no longer in office. He's no longer working there. And then again, he was selling paintings, and when he was selling his paintings, he was getting paid thousands of dollars for these paintings um, that evidently he became an artist very quickly. But to me, it looked like he was just getting paid a bribe. So I was looking at this, and I'm thinking to myself, well, these Democrats are getting paid all this money, and it kind of looks a little bit suspicious. And then we have Mr. Trump. He goes over to the Middle East, and he is given an airplane, and this airplane is worth something like $400 million. And but he says it's justified because it's sort of like playing golf, don't you see? If your golf ball is only a couple feet away from the hole, you just pick the golf ball up and you say that's a gimme, and you thank the person that allows you to do that, and and you just go on your merry little way. which is he analogizes that to getting the airplane. They give him the airplane, and he says, "Thank you very much," and takes the airplane and goes on his way. And he says that he has Pam Bondi, who is now the Attorney General, take a look at it, and I believe that she actually worked for some of these Middle Eastern places in the past. She said, "Oh no, it's perfectly legal, and there's no problem with it." And it may be perfectly legal, but the problem I have with it, I don't really think that it passes the smell test. It's, it kind of smells to me a little bit like the swamp. And what's good for the pot is good for uh, corn. The pot black is the pot corn, the kettle black. Anyway, uh, it just seems to me that there's something that's very wrong with getting an airplane worth millions of dollars and saying it has absolutely no effect. I think it has to have an effect. If you That's the reason why you contribute to campaigns. I mean, the idea is if you contribute to a campaign, you give the campaign a couple $100, give them $1,000. You expect that that campaign is pretty much going to uh, be fostering your point of view to a certain extent. But when you're talking about millions of dollars, and then you're saying, "Well, it has absolutely no effect on me, and it's not going to affect my judgment in any event," I think that I think it's pretty obvious that it's definitely going to affect his judgment. I mean, even in everyday life, when somebody gives you something, you feel kind of obligated to that person, and you feel like you have an obligation to actually help the person out, to do that person a favor, or at least look out for them. And that's the idea I'm getting from this airplane fiasco. And from what I understand, it's kind of dividing the Republican Party in a way. Some of the older school Republicans are kind of balking at this themselves, saying it doesn't look right. And if it may be legal, but whether it's legal or not, it just doesn't seem right. There's something about it that appears to just appears to be be something that's going to influence the person that gets the gift. In this case, it's Mr. Trump, and so it kind of reminds me of the book Animal Farm. Animal Farm, uh, where they used to change the what was good for one person. After a while, the language seemed to change, and the language was uh, for the Democrats if they receive any type of money or any kind of gifts, that's a very bad thing. But on the other hand, with Trump getting this airplane, he's saying it's really not going to affect him at all, and it's going to it's just something that's done in the course of business. It just doesn't look right, and so I think that I think he's hurt himself politically because I think the people are seeing some of the same type of shenanigans that were going on in the last administration, and it just seems as though it's just a different group of people that are in there, but doing pretty much the same thing. So that's my take on Mr. Trump and his airplane and the media and. It just seems as though right now, as a society, we seem to be going into a direction which is it's all right if I do it, but not if you do it. And so we're we're not as honest, or they talk about this transparency and so on. It just doesn't seem as though we have a basic sense of morality that we used to have. And that's my take on it for today.